Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ-owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.
This is it. The final battle. Will the goddess of creation smile upon the fox or on the buffalo? Come on, you guys already know who won. That is some messed up thing that happened this episode. Oh my god. Hope you guys are having a happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Rider Time podcast here on the Morphin Network, where it's Morphin Time all the time. I'm TimeRider Zero, your host. And today we're doing a post-birthday review of Kamen Rider Geats, episode 32, Lamentation Final, The Last Judgment. What did you guys think about this episode and the Lamentation arc as a whole? Let us know in the chat box right here to my right so that we could post your comments right here at the bottom of the screen. I mean, to some extent, I kind of saw this coming. I just did not expect to see it coming the way it did. Oh boy. Oh my god. Like, this episode is one crazy thing after another. And I mean, it's a pretty straightforward arc finale, just not very straightforward in terms of all the revelations that we get. But let's get right into it, shall we? So, K was gone last episode, and I mean gone. Like, he's just, like, he vaporized into bubbles like the Little Mermaid. And yes, I am talking about the original Hans Christian Andersen version of the Little Mermaid. Like, he just evaporated into foam in the Heaven or Hell game because he fell off the hole. He went down the rabbit hole. He went to hell. But that leaves Geats and Buff as the last two riders left on both sides of the Grand Prix. But we also know that Archimendel fed himself to one of his last Jimoto, so now he is a Jimoto. Thankfully, a certain someone comes back. Gene's back. He's back in black and white. But point is, like Zack the Man, he's back, and yeah, he's fighting off Archimendel, and Archimendel actually interfered with both riders, not just Geats. So yeah, he's in it for himself. He's like, listen, you guys just want to kill Kamen Riders. I just want Jimoto to be happy. Much respect to that, man. I just wish you weren't so creepy about it. If you were not so creepy, I would respect your wishes. Also, Jimoto are creepy in general because they kill humans and then they're made out of human fertilizer, so that's kind of creepy. But as both sides regroup, Gene comes to Ace with some revelations because while he was gone, he's been doing some digging on the Desire Grand Prix. And what do we find out? Turns out the Desire God used to just be a title, just strictly decorative. And it wasn't until later that it's a battle to the death. Yeah, and we even get a flashback of a Roman centurion becoming the Desire God. And by the way, like, that's also where we get that Caesar coin. Finally, the Caesar coin. It ties in. It ties in a way I was not hoping it would tie in. Like, it's just like this is a plot device equivalent of Rey being related to nobody from the Last Jedi, except it's not like the actual Last Jedi where they could have done something good with it. It's just, oh, this coin means absolutely nothing. It's just a decoration. It has no significance or power whatsoever. God, I hope that this is just a subversion of expectations and somehow the coin will do a Vince Russo swerve. No, a Jim Cornette swerve into something better. Here's hoping. But yeah, so they wanted to get more ratings because people from the future decided to start watching the DGP, and it's like, what if we turn this into a death game? And that's when they introduced the Desire Goddess. And I'm like, oh no. This is like, it's like they took the kids' version of Squid Game and turned it into the actual version of Squid Game. By the way, just so you guys know, I do not take pleasure in making all these Squid Game comparisons. I didn't like doing it in the first episode. Well, technically the second episode. I don't like doing it on the 32nd episode. But let us know in the comments. Do you think the coin will tie in more thoroughly than what Gene lets on? I certainly hope so. Oh, yeah, and also, as soon as they get the Vision Driver back, the DGP is just pulling out of Earth and undoing everything. Of course, Time Fire's not too happy about it, but the chairman says, what if I took away your memory that Neon is your fake daughter? What if we made you believe she was your real daughter? And won't you be happy and love her for once? And of course, he says, but that's not the reason why I made Neon in the first place. So now I'm wondering, what is the reason you made Neon, if not to love her like your daughter? Why is she a replacement, if not to actually be a replacement? I'm genuinely curious about that. If you have any theories, put them down in the chat box. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about that. Moving right along. Yeah. So we get a heart-to-heart between Barba and Buffa. And by heart-to-heart, I mean cloak and dagger to the heart. Because Barba's goal is, I want the losers to get a win. But that also means, Buffa, if you get a win, you're no longer loser. And therefore, our relationship is called off. And I'm like, this feels like a Robin Hood paradox where, like, if you steal from the rich and give to the poor is now the new rich. So you have to start stealing from the poor and give it back to the rich. Obviously, actual Robin Hood was more nuanced than that. But, But I think there's some hinting involved in that there's going to be some beef between Buffa and Barba. And the pun was definitely not intended. I swear it was not intended. But speaking of beef, we get a classic battle. Geats in his Magnum Boost form versus Buffa in his zombie form. That's right, just zombie. Not even zombie Jamoto, just zombie. And this feels like a nice callback. It feels like a nice callback to the earlier seasons when they were just rivals. It wasn't just, I'm going to kill you and then rewrite the world so that I could kill you again sort of thing. But in the end, the Fox plays possum and Tanuki's the Vision Driver out of Buffa's hands, which means he can now access the room where the Desire Goddess is stored. Now, here's the thing. Ace's mom isn't talking. She's not saying a word. She's not able to respond. But you know who is there? The chairman. And he's like, give me the belt. Come on. I'm not just quoting Saiga from Paradise Lost. I want you to straight up give me the belt so we can restart the DGP. And of course, as we've all predicted, that the chairman of the DGP is a villain. We already knew this was coming. We already knew this was going to be a thing. The question wasn't if. The question was when. I certainly did not think it would be this soon. But hey, at least I was right. The internet owes me $5. The internet owes Jared $5. And someone owes someone else a Desire Driver. So we got the final round of the Heaven or Hell game. And yeah, and notice how Sarah and actually, I just noticed that looking at the screenshot one more time. I was going to say Sarah and the boy did not actually stand on a spot. They just hid away. But yeah, if you look carefully, they're standing on a black spot. I find that very interesting because in the previous episode, we did not see any black spots. We saw purple, yellow, red, cyan, but we didn't see a black one. So the fact that they're actually standing on a black one where we could barely see it, it's literally blink and you miss sort of thing. I see where this is going. I see where this is going now. I mean, I already saw the episode all the way through, but looking back, it's nice to have a screenshot to help you. Yeah, so they're standing on a black spot while these two are going all out. They're fighting it out, and it's a pretty cool fight. Obviously, Geats uses a Boost Mark II instead of Laser Boost because Gene got his driver back, and he's fighting against Buffa right now. Oh, man, this guy and his Magneto balls. Like, it is insane to watch them fight it out, but it is fun to watch them fight it out because Geats is giving his all, and it is awesome. And there's even a point where they both fall into those pitfalls, and they're still fighting it like in mid-air, and it is so freaking amazing. It's like watching a live-action version of that one game, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. They're just ricocheting all over the place while making light constructs of platforms and stuff. This is so freaking amazing. What you guys think about this fight scene? Because that is so freaking awesome. Nevertheless, you think that Buffa's about to kill Gene, but he wasn't the target of his finishing move. Instead, he was able to simultaneously take out both Geats and Gazer at the same time. And yeah, here we see them both disintegrate into bubbles for the creation goddess. And oh my god, what a crazy twist this was. Like, both Geats and Geats, we needed to see him have an L, and I had a feeling that this would be the one time he would get the L. But to see Gazer lose like a punk like this way, Buffa's clever. Like, he's a jerk, but he's freaking clever. Like, I was surprised that this is how he managed to beat both of them. And of course, in the final round, the fake creation goddess calls out the last color. Notice how they're on the black spot. The final color chosen is colorful. Literally colorful. That is the color she picked out, which means everyone except for Sarah and the little boy are dropped to hell. Squid Game! Squid Game! Freaking Squid Game. Squid Game. How do you guys feel about that last call? That like, not red, not yellow, not blue, not cyan, not yellow, not magenta. Freaking every color except black. Feels like a cheat. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like a cheat. But if Sarah and the little boy were promised that if they survived, they would create a world of their own, then won't that mean that technically Sarah gets to make a wish? And in that wish, doesn't that mean she could bring Kawa and her parents back? I wonder how that's gonna play out. Also, going back to what I said in the previous episode, if the happiness of the victims of the DGP are what fuel the creation goddess, and the parents are brought back to life, does that mean the parents will be alive without the ability to experience happiness? Let us know what you think. Because I'm curious if they're going to go in that direction. Because we've never really seen a person come back to life in the DGP. I mean, by which I mean, I don't mean a person that just casually died and then brought back in the reset. I mean a person that was turned into bubbles and then brought back later. We've never seen that happen. So I'm curious if we ever do see that happen, and if so, what kind of effect would that have on a person? This is kind of similar to the discussion we had about empiricism in episode 11 or 12, episode 11 and 12 with the labyrinth episode. Like if you had if your personality is based on your experiences and your experiences change your personality over time, if those memories of those experiences are erased, are you still the same kind of person? And if those memories are brought back, what kind of effect would that have on your psyche? Because if these two dissonant personalities that are being written into your brain, we had that conversation in that earlier episode. You're welcome to go back and watch it if after we do this discussion. But I wonder what kind of empiricistic effect would bring a person back to life have after the whole bubble thing. I'm like I hope they actually address this, because I'm curious, and I hope you guys are too, because my mind is like trying to figure out where we're gonna go next with this. But yes, because these two are gone, that means Buffa has both vision drivers, and Gene was not able to stop them, which means he can now make his wish come true with impunity. And of course, his wish is a world where he can eliminate every rider. So the world is reset. And, well, let's see how this plays out. But before we see end credits, but the things we see a scene right after that. We see a mysterious figure, possibly a desire priest, like that we saw in a flashback. And he has 7 core medals, ID cores. And some of them look familiar, but one of them not so much. We see Geats, Tycoon, Nago, a completely restored version of Buffa, Naj Sparrow, Punk Jack. Wow, good to see Punk Jack back. Right. And another one that we've never seen before. Looking at from afar, it kind of looks like a badger, but we're not 100% sure what it is. We'll see. It looks like a badger. Let us know what you think that animal is. But when we see the preview for the next arc, well, let's just say a certain white tiger and a certain Black Panther make a comeback. And I'm excited for that. More than anything else. Yeah, Buffa gets a new form, but I want to see those two. That's it for the summary portion of the episode. Let us know what you thought about the episode, and let us know what you thought of the arc as a whole. So give us 2 numbers. Score of 1 to 10. What'd you think of this episode? Score of 1 to 10. What'd you think about the Lamentation arc going from episodes 25 to 32? Let us know in the comments. Now, this episode was a lot to swallow. It was a lot to swallow. Previous episode felt fillerish to some extent, but we do learn some new materials, and it goes full circle when we get to here. We finally learn about the coin. We learn more about the nature of the desire goddess and the intentions of the DGP, and we get Geats losing. As far as we've seen this show, in every lifetime that Ace Yukio existed, Ace Lee, Ace whatever his Roman name is, Ace whatever his French name is, he has always won the Desire Grand Prix. Even the current Ace, the 5th one, he won 5 DGPs in a row. Well, actually, yeah, no, he won 4 DGPs in a row. He tied it in 3rd place in the next one with Tycoon and Nago, and then in the one after that, it got completely interrupted, so it doesn't count. But here, he actually lost. That's crazy to find out, but And yeah, like I am curious to see how like Buffalo's world is going to play out, because we know that that it's going to be sort of a a battle royale sort of situation where it's every rider for himself, but it's also a little one-sided where it seems like Buffa is doing all the actual hunting. But we do see Kayla come back, so I'm curious how that's going to play out. Or maybe it's not Kayla, maybe it's Sarah. I mean, she did survive. Maybe she didn't lose her memories. Let us know what you thought about the episode. Oh yeah, I didn't give you a score out of 10. I feel silly. But yeah, I give the episode a 10 out of 10. I give the arc a 9 out of 10. It is, I know the arc as a whole, I mean, most of the episodes in this arc, I gave a 10. But the arc feels a little fillerish, but it's good to know that, yeah, there's some character development going on. But I'm also a little disappointed that we see almost nothing of Kekara. So, yeah, like I like, because like in the previous few episodes we get a Geats and Gene episode, we get a Nago and Kyun episode, but we didn't get a KY and Kekara episode. I wonder what's up with that. Okay, so on to the comments. Let us know what you guys thought. Triple XYZ says OMG, the arc finale. Yes. Next arc is called Yearning. I'm curious what the overall tie-in is, because again, Daybreak, it is our introduction to the DGP. Encounter, we're learning the rules. Stratagem, Geats builds a fast one on the DGP staff. Divergence, everyone stabbing each other in the back trying to figure out who the disaster is. Lamentation, man, there's a lot to lament about this arc. So let's see what there is to yearn about the next one, aside from a final form, because obviously Geats is going to get a final form. Let's see. Sakura Tora. Oh, first time commenter. Thank you for commenting. Gene wouldn't know why Ace manga gave it to him. Makes sense if later learn more. Yes, I hope we do. Amazing fight scene. I agree. You think you understand the rules and the system cheats you, lose anyways. yeah, it's like a casino if you think about it, or playing stock market. The people are the Jimotos this time, so I don't know how it works. Is there a human garden somewhere? Where did the dead Jimoto go in the past? That's a good question. It's a good question, man. But again, we've never seen a human brought back to life using a wish. So like that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I mean, there have been humans that were brought back to life in the DGP, like the Soba shop owner was brought back to life, because while he was killed in the Encounter arc, he didn't turn into desire bubbles. But Keiwa straight up turned into desire bubbles, and so did his parents. So yeah, like if a person who became desire bubbles was brought back to life, I'm curious if they would be any different from a person that was just casually brought back to life, like, you know, the soba shop owner. Let's see. Raccoon or Badger? Yeah, I'm thinking Badger. 10 out of 9. That's an even higher score than that is a 109.9%. Wow, that is huge score. Everyone ended up living up to the Lamentation. They all are crying or sad. Keiwa angry, Neon crying, Ace crying, Goddess crying. Yep. There's a lot to be lament about. And Triple OXYZ says episode gets a 10 and the arc get a 10. Okay, I'm glad you like it in its entirety. Well, that's it for the episode. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Sakura Tora, for joining us in the comments. And I want to thank everyone else watching us live. And I want to thank everyone that's going to watch the episode after the fact. And be sure to comment, like, subscribe to us here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you like our content, be sure to check out our previous episodes of Kamen Rider Geats discussions. both on YouTube and on Facebook. If you want to watch the next episode, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are a Kamen Rider fan, other than Geats, you can also check out our past reviews of Revice, Saber, Black Sun, and currently Kamen Rider Amazons. We're going to get back into that. We needed to take a little break because of the Power Rangers 30th anniversary special, and you can check that out on our channel as well if you're a Power Rangers fan. And if you're a Sentai fan, we got Sentai Hero Special, where we're currently doing King Oger. Our next review, episode 8, is going to be this Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can check out previous episodes of that, Dawn Brothers and Zenkaiger and Kira Major, all on our YouTube and Facebook pages. And if you want to stay up to date, follow all of our social medias. Additionally, check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we review movies, talk about TV shows, video game news, etc. Next week, we're going to get started on our first of 5 reviews following a very controversial theme. So please stick around to our socials so you could stay updated on what that first movie is going to be and see if you could guess what that theme is going to be. And all that and more on the Buttery Show's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc. And if you want to follow my personal content, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto, where I do Kamen Rider workouts, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto, where I'm currently playing through Ratchet and Clank. I'm actually going to try to stream later tonight around, let's say, 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, like somewhere in that ballpark, hopefully sooner, but we'll see, because I got a thing or two to handle until then at the time of this recording. But until next time, thank you all for watching us. I hope you have a safe and healthy rest of your week. Stay hydrated, update your emergency kits, wear appropriate clothing because it's getting hotter or colder depending on where you live, and just stay safe, hug your loved ones, and enjoy what little is left of the month of April. And yeah, we're going to do more Rider and Sentai coming up next. Bye, guys. Have a good one.